Tom Downey. That is Harris Rubenstein. If you're just joining us, we do have some more breaking-ish news here. Rajon Rondo headed to L.A. Harris, a 1-year, $9 million deal. Had a good bounce-back season with the Pelicans. And the report coming from Ramona Shelburne was that Rondo was told he will get a chance to compete for the starting job with Lonzo Ball.
Rajon Rondo is going to eat Lonzo Ball for breakfast. He is going to turn that poor kid inside out. I don't care how good of a defender Lonzo Ball thinks he is or how good of a defender all the advanced statistics of the NBA stand for. There is nothing that has prepared him so far for what he's going to have to go up against in practice against Rajon Rondo. This is one of the fiercest competitors in the NBA when he actually gives a damn. And if you're paying him $9 million to come in for a chance to start, Rajon Rondo is going to go at Lonzo Ball with all of his might. Rajon Rondo loves nothing more than to take what you know and love and all these little pretty NBA kids and completely blow them apart. He's been doing this his entire NBA career. He's done this multiple times. The Celtics rookies when he was with them. It's magic. I love watching Rondo.
A focused Rondo is an incredibly talented Rondo, and that's what I'm excited to see happen this year because we're going to get that Rondo. It's prime time Rondo, man. That Rondo when he's focused and locked in is a great one. It's not. It's kind of Ron Doo-Doo, but that's not going to be the case in LA.
I'm legitimately one of the top 5 Rajon Rondo fans on the planet. I seriously think that he can turn around any NBA franchise if you can get him to try. If they trade Lonzo Ball, Rondo with LeBron and the rest of this team is going to be so much fun.
Anyway,
come on.
With Lance and JaVale McGee and Rondo on the roster, I present to you the 2018 LA Lakers, a.k.a. the meme team. This is their meme team lineup. Rondo at the point, Lance at the 2, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James, JaVale McGee, Shaq in a full highlights left and right, acrobatic plays as well. It's the meme team, baby.
It is the meme team, and you know what?
I'm excited about it. This makes basketball fun. We're making basketball fun again.
You got all these haters, throwing trash at the Lakers saying, why is signing all these guys? You know what I see between Rajon Rondo, Lance Stevenson, and JaVale McGee? I see 3 guys who every single night on a night-in, night-out basis compete their asses off. And that is something that we saw with the Cavs just did not have with that team. This Lakers squad is going to be so much fun to watch. This is primetime television, competitors, points, good defense, versatile skill set, no three-point shooting. This team is better off in the ABA back with Dr. J than it is in 2018. But I don't care. This team is going to be so much fun to watch.
In order to help afford Rajon Rondo, the Lakers did renounce the rights to Julius Randle. This ends the possibility of Randle signing back with LA. I had thought there could be a decent chance of Randle signing a 1-year deal, allow the LA to kind of have their cap flex. He gets paid. Instead, he's going to have to go elsewhere, Harris. Did this move surprise you? Because
yes.
I'll be honest, I think everything LA has done so far has surprised me, and it's been glorious.
It surprised me because I thought that they were going to try to include him in a move for Kawhi Leonard. But if they don't have any plans to move him for Kawhi Leonard, then it doesn't really surprise me. I mean, they still need a true defensive big and a true rim protector that isn't JaVale McGee, and Julius Randle can kind of give you that. But outside of that rim protection, there isn't really a lot that Randle can bring to this Lakers roster that they don't already have, especially since they already have so many bigs down low that do so many versatile things. I mean, they drafted Mo Wagner. They already have Kyle Kuzma. They have JaVale McGee. They're bringing back Zubac as well. There's some rumors that they might try to touch around a couple other bigs. At the end of the day, I just don't think Randle really fits with this team as well as some other guys might.
Let's get then to some more LA rumors here. This one I think you guys will enjoy. How about the possibility of a Chris Bosh return to LA, or not return to the NBA, and then a reunion with the Lakers here? So some notes on Bosh, of course, has been out of the NBA since 2015-2016 season because he's not medically cleared by the NBA. Because of his blood clots, because he has to play on blood thinners, there is a genuine concern from the NBA that Bosh could collapse and then die on the court, and that is why they have not cleared him. But there's been some buzz that Bosh thinks with the advancements in blood-thinning technology, that's no longer anywhere near as big of a concern, so he could come back, and if that's the case, going to L.A., baby, and reunite with Bron.
We gotta mention this, though, because we're getting some comments in here.
What's up?
obviously, if there is a chance that Chris Bosh would die on the court,
yes,
obviously the NBA wouldn't clear him.
Yes.
But if he's cleared, then there's no reason why he shouldn't, or the Lakers shouldn't take a chance on him at the veteran minimum. Like, I understand that he hasn't played for a couple seasons now, but he's only 34 years old, and this used to be one of the best power forwards in all of basketball. It's also been reported that Chris Bosh has been keeping himself in shape, maybe not in
and
NBA
he's even
shape.
worked out in the Lakers practice arena as well.
So I don't think it'd be a bad decision. I mean, I think it'd be kind of an interesting fit, but
I see a lot of these comments, and I have the same fears that some of you guys have, that it just in the end might not actually be worth it for Chris Bosh. Like, yes, you want to return and play basketball, but is that worth your life? That's the concern for me, and I don't know if that's a risk I'm ever willing to take.
But that for I say this with a kind of a weird spectrum on it, because obviously we tell a lot of these athletes what we think they should and should not do. That is not something for us to tell Chris Bosh.
That's very
If
fair.
Chris Bosh feels as a responsible 34-year-old millionaire basketball player that he wants to put his health on the line to come back and play in the NBA, then that's his choice. And again, the NBA is not just going to let him play. He is going to have to go through some extensive tests in order to get cleared to come play in the NBA. And then he's going to have to work out for the Lakers and then convince them that he deserves a deal. So I think it's still very much up in the air about what happens with Bosh. But if he does end up getting cleared, it's not just because the NBA wants the name Chris Bosh back. It's because he is healthy enough to play basketball.
All right, so we'll move on now from Chris Bosh. Again, folks, keep those comments flowing. If you want your comments featured on air, get in the super chat there. We'll bring your comments up on air on YouTube. Let's talk Kawhi Leonard then. And the report today was that the trade offers for Kawhi Harris have been underwhelming. And on top of that, the proposed offers are getting worse and worse each round of talks. So, assuming this report is true, here's how I envision these trade talks going. LA, maybe around Thursday, Friday, goes, oh, man, what if we don't land LeBron? PG's going to stay with OKC. Okay, let's talk Kawhi and have actual thoughts about it. They say, you know what, it's still too much. Then LeBron talks with Magic, and he says, you know what, I'm going to come to L.A., and the L.A. goes back to the Spurs and say, you know what, less now because we're going to land LBJ. And that they've talked recently even more so, you know what, we just got LeBron, and we are set to have the cap space next summer. Take this worse offer. That's how I think those contracts have gone down.
I don't want to call it ego because I don't think it's ego. I'm worried that the Spurs are getting in their own way here. And I think that as we've gone further and further with this process with Kawhi, they haven't played this well at all, have they? From a media standpoint, from a trade standpoint, from a Kawhi standpoint. I mean,
it's tough for them to play it well at all as far as I'm concerned.
It is, and at this point, if you're the Lakers, how much do you actually offer the Spurs for Kawhi? Now, the trade that we have coming up here is something that I think the Spurs would at least consider.
Actually, very similar to what I saw some comments in there on the proposed trade.
Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Luol Deng, and then a 2019 first. So obviously there are a ton of different deals that you could come up with, obviously with the Spurs and the Lakers. So there are a lot of different ways that you could go. But I just don't feel super confident that the Spurs are going to get multiple young players along with multiple first-round picks. I just can't see that happening at this point, especially with all the moves that the Lakers have made so far.
So, again, folks, keep the comments flowing about what L.A. should give up for Kawhi. And I get that the Paul George side effect and the results of him not going to L.A., staying in OKC is a bit of a fear there. But I do think that Kawhi is a different player, and you kind of got the different leverage games going on right now.
Yeah.
Spurs leverage is, hey, Kawhi could stay with the Sixers. Sixers are making great offers for him. We might just take those. LA's leverage is he's not going to go anywhere but LA. We're not going to make any big deals there. And there have been some buzz that Kawhi could even try to sit out, which doesn't actually make enough sense from the CBA perspective, Harris, because that's just not how it would work out. It would almost end up having his contract toil if there wasn't an actual injury there.
So what would physically happen if Kawhi Leonard actually decided to sit out an entire season? I'm looking at the article in the CBA right now. A player will not receive credit for a year of service for any year in which he, 1, withholds playing service called for by a player contract or this agreement for more than 30 days after the season begins. So basically they're saying you can hold out for up to 30 days until our CBA completely crushes crushes your chances of getting anything done. So I don't think Kawhi is going to sit out, but I will say this, Tom. That quad's still injured, isn't it? I can't play. My quad's still injured.
But it's not injured.
It was last year.
But it's not anymore.
My quad is injured. I can't play. Look, he did it all of last season when it was obvious that his health was at a point where he could have played, and he wasn't, quote-unquote, comfortable to come back yet. I think we all simultaneously started to call a load of bullcrap on Kawhi Leonard about, with about 20 games left in the season when we were all like, all right, Tony Parker, when he was 5 to 6 years older than you, went through this injury already, and you can't come back from it in like a season and a half almost. I don't really see this. I think Kawhi could sit out by blaming his injury, but I don't know if he's actually going to sit out the whole year.
Let's take a look now at Lonzo Ball and his future. Keep the big baller comments flowing, folks. A little bit different mindset here now because I still maintain that Lonzo and LeBron are a good fit. You want a secondary ball handler to help LeBron. You don't want him to just have to carry the ball like he did all last year outside of George Hill. Lonzo shot 37% from deep later last year after December 7th, but now they've brought in Rondo and told Rondo that the best man was sort of point guard. Maybe, just maybe, Lonzo isn't long for this LA team.
Well, I think the biggest part when you got to talk about LeBron and Lonzo, it's not so much what you're going to do when Lonzo has the ball in his hands. It's more of so of, how is Lonzo going to do off the ball? And honestly, looking back at my scouting report on him, he's a fantastic off-ball player, both on offense and on defense. He cuts very intelligently. He's a high basketball IQ. He loves to dish the ball around the court as well. I think the matchup would work. I think he can play off the ball with LeBron. I think he works in the pick and roll as well. I think he'd do a good job. I think they do fit together.